And so in tasks, if you remember from our last little round through here, we click on
template,
yep,
yeah.
use template. And oh, I did add HOA task. Look at that.
Nice. There's no HOA for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is seller. The seller HOA tasks would be obtaining the HOA documents and then sending them to the other side.
Actually, I might eat my words here. I think there's actually a homeowners association contingency.
Okay.
HOA contingency. So.
Let's double check.
Yeah, I believe it is. Because this is also a 22B HO insurance.
That's homeowners insurance.
Oh, it's not. Homeowners association?
Correct.
Okay.
So the homeowners association stuff would be on 22D.
That's right, yeah. There is.
Let's see.
We're talking Yelm, right?
Yeah. I mean, be so surprised. Yeah, no.
Okay, good.
So don't have to worry about that.
No.
So mutual acceptance happened on the 25th. We're going to be doing all the uploading and things here. I imagine the Northwest MLS is already pending.
Yeah.
And so here's where we would go through. Have you already called for introductions?
No, I've not called.
Okay. Oh yeah, because that was Friday and it was probably after work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with tasks that have already been completed prior to assigning the task list, you kind of have two options. What I do in mine so that I have the record that it was done for that transaction is I let it get attached to the transaction, and then I mark it as complete. Whereas if you exclude it, it never gets attached to the transaction.
No, I wouldn't include it for sure.
Okay. And that way, like, if you find something that you're actually not going to do at all for that, then you can delete it. Let's see. So you want to know about the inspection date and time. Not really quickly. You've got 20-day inspection, so so we'll give ourselves till Thursday to figure out when. And then when you're going through these, you can go through and adjust each one, or it's it's designed to be set up for the shortest time frames that would be part of the contract. So whenever, when the inspection is 10 days or more, I know that this is set up to remind me for the 35R in 10 days. And I'm not, I don't spend as much time going through and checking these days. What I'm really looking for is, like, if I know that's going to be on the weekend, like if that date is going to be the weekend, then I change it here. But otherwise I just kind of edit as I go, or as something gets shortened. So like the Form 35R may have 10 days, so we set our initial reminder for 10 days, but then it happens in 3. So it's a really fluid system in that regard. Or appraisal. We may hear that the appraisal's been ordered tomorrow. Why you would do it before your inspection's done beyond me, but and things like putting the Tuesday and Friday updates on the right days, because the system isn't that smart yet. So go through this Tuesday, this Friday. And then again, just looking for those days that are probably on the weekend. 13th is fine, the 15th is Friday. 22nd. And then, so then we have, like, this one's not closing until August, right? So we don't want to start asking questions about the key plan at the end of June. We may want to wait until, like, the middle of July. Because Because I imagine, so like when they have super long closing dates, there's less likelihood that they're going to be willing to close early because they picked that date likely for a very specific reason.
Makes sense.
But then, like, where I really don't want to move these is if it's like a 30 or 45 day closing, where, like, within those time frames of 30 to 45 days, it's likely that the buyer's agent is trying to just give their lender enough time to get their stuff done. But there's a chance that, like, if it's all done early, then everybody might be willing to close early. So I don't really move the dates beyond taking them off the weekends. But in this case, like, it's a safe bet that that date so far out is very specific and for a reason. So we want to adjust kind of the end of the transaction tasks so that we have, you know, something to do, and so that we're not creating anxiety on the other side. Because we are definitely relieving anxiety on our team, but we don't want to then be a source of anxiety for the other side of the transaction. And then things like scheduling the final walkthrough, we can start asking about it towards the end of June, and then likely a lot of these dates are going to get pushed as we get closer to the end of the transaction. And there are no CRM tools that I have discovered that kind of alleviate this going through the task list situation. You know, we definitely don't want to order the signpost down until August 13th, because we want that sign in the yard. And then we want, you know, our sold status stuff to be on close day, because this also is going to serve as a reminder that, like, oh yeah, this is all, it's all closing. August 13th, there we go. Do you guys use Zillow for at least claiming the sales?
Not aware, mostly.
Okay. One feature that